Nobody seems like a villain in your story, actually.
It comes from things I see. So we used to come downstairs to smoke. So when I'm smoking, he used to sit there. He's seeing his failure right in front of him. Wake up and I'm like, why do I even live?
You shoot your characters and you write them with such a humane lens, that there is no judgment. There is just so nobody seems like a villain in your story, actually.
No, the thing I think I don't know if this is where it comes from, but it comes from things I see. So when I was doing Godivanna, we were working in this studio in Indranagar with which a friend of mine was sweet enough to sort of house us there. His name is Chetan. So we used to stay in the studio practically. He had sort of given up his entire studio for us, and right underneath the studio, it oversees the Indranagar RTO. So there in the Indranagar RTO, there is a biryani place. Okay, you should see the crowd there, and it was unbelievably tasty. Okay, so many times we used to go have biryani there, and right from his store underneath the studio, there is a nice shiny restaurant space. So this because the business was booming, he shifted here. Okay, to this shiny looking corner shop. It just business didn't take off. Literally 100 meters. Somehow it didn't translate, and he lost all his customers. I don't know where those people went. It's literally the same biryani seller is selling here 100 meters away. Better place, better seating. Okay, but you're not. The business didn't work, and it was pre-cooked, like 2000, Godimana time. So I used to. We used to come downstairs to smoke. So when I'm smoking, he used to sit there, the cashier, and he's looking. His eye line is his old stop. And I was sitting there and thinking, man, how does this guy sit every day and how does he go about life? He's seeing his failure right in front of him. There was such a visceral moment because I felt what he was feeling. I was able to feel what he was able to feel. And I remember I make notes whenever I see things like this, I write it down. And it had stayed. So when I was writing Deepak's character, I was like, I know who he is immediately. Because he's not a bad guy. He's not, but it's hard to constantly look at your defeat. It's the most cruel thing that somebody can go through. Like some people do it consciously, some people do it unconsciously. So it was very, for me, it was very intense, that thing. So that's how I don't know that if that is what humanizes the characters, but I see people, all these people I've seen a Manu, I've seen a Priya in some way or the other. When I went to prison to interview a lot of convicts, when they spoke, the way they speak, you can see regret in them. And there is no different to who I am as a person. There is absolutely no different. They have done something despicable and it is unforgivable. And society is rightful in punishing them. But also at the same time, you must be open enough to at least have a conversation and understand who they are as people. So yeah, I generally don't like films that are trying to give a message. Generally, like be it good message, bad message. I generally don't like films where the filmmaker takes the tone of I know better than you. Like I don't know anything, boss. I'm struggling in life. Like there are times when I grow up and I wake up and I'm like, why do I even live? You have existential moments where you have questions that you don't know. You generally feel a certain way. So who am I to go and tell good people, hardworking people, how they should go about their lives, what their value system is, what their belief system is, what is good for society, what is bad for society? My job as a filmmaker is hold a mirror to what life I am seeing, right? And then let people decide for themselves. So yeah, that is what I've always done. Hopefully, I continue